Direct from the beautiful Inland Blue Studios, this is the Nerdlife Crisis Podcast with your hosts, Chris Thayer, Steve Hale, and Ron Miltz.
All right, everybody, and welcome back to the Nerdlife Crisis Podcast. Here with your host today,
Chris Thayer,
Steve Hale,
and I'm Ron Miltz. Todd Pemble is on assignment in Fallujah, giving hand jobs to ISIS fighters. All right, so
not today, ISIS, not today.
Did you see?
not to be callous about the thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we not allowed to joke about ISIS now? Come on.
I was making a
Calluses
hand
on the
I
hand
got
job.
it.
You
Got
know.
it. I feel bad because the wife has got a student, this very nice African American girl who's 17, and her name's Isis. And I'm always like, man, what a shitty like there was 17 years ago, your parents were like, what a beautiful name, like
right?
the Egyptian god of love, or like, and then now it's like people, you're like, oh, your name's Isis.
I'll get over it.
I know we were talking about that. That was like anthrax when
I remember
that
this,
whole thing happened.
I remember this buddy. His name was Al Qaeda.
No,
And he had kind of a rough patch for a little while, and now it's like it never happened.
Nice, good times.
You know, yeah.
All right, so
Where do we go from there? Fuck.
we got a lot to talk about here. So let's jump right into it, guys. Let's talk a little bit about the news to start with. So Deadpool lost its director.
I was a little
Tim
scared.
Miller, who
Tim
directed
Miller.
the first one,
Yeah.
and really got that movie made for all intents and purposes by leaking the footage, walked away from the second one due to
casting.
it was over Kyle Chandler.
Yeah.
Kyle Chandler.
Now, who's Kyle Chandler? Oh, I know who he is. Yeah,
He's the coach from Friday Night Lights.
right. All wrong for cable.
Maybe
He's
not.
way too young, dude.
I mean, maybe not. You don't know. I mean, he's an actor. He could like embody the role.
Horseshit. There's so many other actors you can.
And you know
can tap.
actors.
I do.
I don't know actors. I just watch them. So
No, I mean you don't know until he might have seen something in him that as a director he's like, that's what I want. And the problem is Ryan Reynolds in his contract now has say in what can and can't be done with Deadpool as well.
Let's be honest,
man,
without Ryan Reynolds,
somebody got some fucking pull.
Well, there is no Deadpool without Ryan Reynolds.
True.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
really.
you could say there's no Green Lantern because of Ryan Reynolds.
Well, this is true. I don't know if it was his fault. It was definitely the studio's fault on that. My fear is that they're going to get too involved in this one and not leave him alone.
But they've replaced him with the director from
John
Wick,
yeah.
who is, I can't remember his name. I'm terrible with the names. Do you have it?
Super badass director,
Well,
whatever.
yeah, I'll tell you what, because
no.
fucking John Wick, dude, was a fucking good movie. And I
was a
saw
great
Keanu
film.
fucking training for the second one.
Right.
And let me tell you, man, you want Keanu on your fucking zombie apocalypse survival
Right?
fucking team. I mean, somebody could get down on the fucking range.
He is excellent.
Very, like...
Most excellent.
Most excellent.
his trainer.
I got to tell you, when
She is most excellent, too.
I agree. When I saw her, all I could say was, whoa.
Whoa.
Yes.
At least they're excellent to each other.
They are.
And that's really what
Yeah.
matters.
They are.
How are we still making jokes about that shit? After everything he's done, zero respect still. I think that's hilarious.
Because he acts like a piece of wood.
Right.
I don't know, man. Some movies I thought he was pretty awesome, man. I loved Constantine.
Right. I mean,
Great
he's done so
movie,
many great
you
films.
know.
The Matrix.
Yeah.
He was great in The Matrix.
You guys have named two. Keep going. Do we want to talk about the fucking
He was
samurai movie?
He was
did?
amazing in Much Ado.
Dude, come on, man.
No.
Fucking Point Break. Fucking bad. I am an FBI agent. Oh, fucking awesome, man. Come on, dude. Watch that movie fucking 100 times, man.
Didn't he do like walk in the clouds or something?
Where he was like, he fell in love with a Mexican girl.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
I can't think of any other Keanu movies.
There was
All
like
I
a
can hear-
vineyard and a Hispanic lady.
Right, and all I heard right now in my ear was like some spaghetti western fucking guitar play right there. You know? I don't know.
I know he's done some others. I just can't think of what they are.
Yeah,
He's done a ton of movies and a lot of good movies. Keanu is not, like, he's a good action star.
Right. Speed.
Yeah. Whoa, that bus cannot go below 55.
Okay, during the 90s, he was pretty much doing he was channeling Bill and Ted in every
Yes,
fucking thing.
yes.
He kind of, you know why you like John Wick? And I'm going to, like, aside from the badass
It's a lot
action
of
scenes,
bullets.
Right, but I don't think he had more than 13 lines in the whole
He
fucking
did
movie.
keep his fucking mouth shut, dude.
Like the one line that he states that like was in the trailer, he's like, "Yeah, I think I'm back."
Yeah.
And you're all
right.
And you're all.
There it is. We forgot for about an hour, but there it is.
Can he just run around shooting fucking people 28 times, like in fucking karate chopping folk, and gun kata and what have you?
Okay, man.
Don't speak. They keep asking me if I'm back.
I'm thinking, back.
I am, bro. I'm so back.
All right, you've made your point.
Hey, you killed my dog.
Was he channeling walking there for a
know.
minute?
He's like, whoa.
Wow.
So, but I'm pretty excited about that. Although, I'm going to be sad because Tim Miller, as a director, like, there's some great shots in Deadpool.
Right.
Some really fucking imaginative stuff happening in that movie.
Yeah.
And I'm a little concerned that, as good as John Wick was, it's a very different film than the Deadpool, So I'm not worried about the action, but I am a little worried about, like, the comedy, the tone, and I'm sure the writers will help take care of that.
I hope it's not like one of those one-hit wonders, kind of like the 80s, like their first album was really rad, and they came out with the second album, and it was just like, what happened, and fuck it, we're done with your ass. Aha.
Don't they had a James Bond song, didn't they? Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Then they did a song off of View to a Kill.
Really?
Yeah,
No,
they
it
have
was
a track
fucking-
on that.
Oh, really? Because I thought that was Duran Duran.
Duran Duran did a View to a Kill, but Aha, I believe, has the second
Really?
track on that album, if I remember
I
correctly.
did not know that. Dude, that guy's still making coin off that song. That song's all the time on the radio.
Which one?
Take
Take on me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, killing.
Anyways,
And he can still sing. He still sounds like that, I guess.
who knows?
I've never seen him.
I've never seen him,
but I saw.
I've
a video.
never been to the Iowa State Fair, so I've never seen.
Right?
So, but
Now that's a shit show.
yeah,
I'm
it
talking Yakov Smirnoff opening for Spin Doctors at the Iowa State Fair.
Yakov
Shit show.
Smirnoff, dude. They're the fucking spin doctors.
he's all, in Russia, these spin doctors are brand new.
Chris is pulling out some fucking
it's a line from
names
Deadpool,
tonight, dude.
That's from Deadpool.
Yes, but I fucking I love the first one, and I'm with you, Steve. Like, I hope it doesn't turn. I hope it's not Ghostbusters,
Right.
because that's, I think, like, now in my mind, when I think of that movie that should never have been sequelized, it's Ghostbusters. Like, the first Ghostbusters is perfect. It tells the story.
I can't
and it's
even
done.
think of Ghostbusters without the abomination that we just witnessed
of
in the
new
reboot.
one.
The reboot. Yeah.
I didn't even witness it, thankfully.
It's fucking
You gotta.
terrible.
It's almost like a snuff film. You should watch it once just to fucking like.
And then take a long, hard acid bath.
And then suddenly you go back and you're like, Ghostbusters 2 wasn't as bad as I remember
Exactly.
it.
You know what?
exactly.
You know what? We
It's
were
like,
talking.
You know what list sounds good? Phantom Menace. I'll watch some Phantom Menace right now.
Oh, man.
I gotta scrub the shit off of me.
That's a reach. That's a little bit of a reach.
And I remember Friday, man, they're playing all 6 movies all day long.
Are they doing that?
Star Wars.
Yeah.
They're doing all 6 or all 7?
All 6. They
All
don't have
6.
the 7.
Seven's not.
It's
not-
like
not quite
TBS
there
or
yet.
something.
Yeah.
Oh,
not
okay.
HBO.
Okay.
Yeah. So, speaking of Ghostbusters, second chance kind of movies, real quick. I watched Tammy. You guys see this?
Did you like that?
I loved it. It was hilarious,
Is
dude.
that, wait.
It's-
Is that with? Go ahead.
Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy's one of her movies.
Is it the one where she went to jail or something like that?
No, it was her and Susan Sarandon, like a road movie. Like
Oh,
like
no,
a
I didn't
buddy
see that
movie.
one.
Hilarious.
There's
dude.
a few moments that are funny.
Dude.
She's really funny.
She is funny.
And you know what? I was saying that like before the movie was coming out. I was like, listen, don't take my dislike for this movie because they just they cast women in the role. That's just fucking stupid and silly. Are there those vocal weirdos out there? Yes, like half a dozen of them. The biggest reason is because you just took it and just fucking remade it, and you
badly
at that. These people are great actors and very funny. They have got a ton of great fucking movies.
And how did they go so wrong?
I watched
with
Cammy,
this
dude,
film?
and I watched the edited version on I don't know what channel, and I was laughing my ass off. Me and the wife stayed up to watch it one Sunday night after Walking Dead, and I just was like, "This is so good."
It's like The Heat. Did you ever see that with Sandra Bullock?
Now that was great.
Dude, that
I
movie's
have not seen
Oh,
that one.
dude,
I remember seeing the
that shit is
commercial.
funny
though.
as
First off,
hell.
it's one of the filthiest movies I've ever
Yes,
seen in my life.
yes.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Blazing Saddles level of filthiness.
Yeah.
With these two women, and
Yeah.
it's all Melissa McCarthy.
Right.
Like Sandra Bullock is the total straight man.
Right.
Oh, really?
And I'm just like, I've mesmerized at her. Like,
You know what was okay? Spy.
that
Oh,
was
dude,
alright.
that was
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
She was good in Spy
That's
too.
funny. Dude,
The
even
whole
like
thing
her
with Statham was hilarious.
in her small cameo roles, dude. This is 40, when she was one of the angry parents.
Right.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
That fucking
she's
scene
great,
with
man.
her, man, was just so goddamn funny, man. Was crying.
It just
was
makes
brilliant.
you wonder, like, how
How did it go so wrong?
did Ghostbusters go so wrong? And
Wow.
there were people that are legitimately like, oh, I love that movie, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
that's your jam. That's cool. Like,
Yeah.
You are entitled to your wrong opinion.
Right. Right.
Okay.
You know what? They're like assholes. Everyone's got them, and some of them just stink.
Well, you know,
That's really
once
it.
again, it's just an oversaturation of CGI. You've got
It wasn't even that.
You got 4 people that you can't determine as your funny person. You're
Right.
trying to make all 4 of
Your
them
funniest cast member is the straight man,
right.
Melissa McCarthy.
You know,
I thought the straight man was Kristen Wiig in that movie.
and Kristen Wiig, another one, dude. Love her.
here's the
The
thing.
casting was
she does
off for
Great
me.
movies,
Here's the thing: when
man.
you go,
They were all Venkman.
You know,
they were all Venkman, and that was the problem,
Right.
Except for what's her face from
Right,
the
right,
blonde from.
right.
Like she was I enjoyed Leslie Jones as well, and like for stretches she was funny. But the problem is
The jokes were so cliche, though.
Once again, and I don't. We don't need to relitigate this. But
Yeah. Right.
when I was in Vegas, we took. I just to give you guys a heads up. One of the reasons we haven't recorded in a while, I just took 2 weeks off and went on vacation. So
good times.
yeah. So we just got back from Vegas, but we took the boy with us, and I let Elena go out, the wife, for her birthday. And
You
so
let her go out.
yeah, like I was not like
Must be nice.
You were allowed to leave.
I told her in
That's like your
Vegas.
post, your little meme that you sent on the. I'll allow it. Oh, that little picture.
That's fucking truth, man. That is absolutely fucking true.
So, anyways, her sister was there, and it was like, I'll watch Ronald Andrew. Like, I'll stay with him in the hotel room by
Yeah.
myself and hang out, and you guys can go out and party for the night. Like, have a great time. Like, just watch your drinks, you know? And they're like, cool. So, but while I'm in the room, they're doing a fucking Ghostbusters marathon, which is only 2 movies, so I don't know how you classify that as a marathon.
Yeah, that bugs me.
So,
We'll put enough commercials in there. It'll feel like you've been watching for 4 fucking days.
God, yes.
So I watched Ghostbusters 1 and 2 back to back, and it was like, once again, all of my feelings about this fucking remake, like, as I'm watching it, I'm like, tonally, this is like, the first Ghostbusters is a good horror movie. Like, it's a good horror movie. There are legitimate scary moments in it.
Right.
You know, not like Saw or fucking Hostile
But like,
moments.
remember the cab driver?
Yeah.
Right.
That was like a fucking legit prop, man. It was
Right.
like, god damn, that thing is meaty. You
Right,
know,
man.
it was cool.
But the problem is, at the end of the day, like, this new movie did not get that, and they just like tried. It was like a joke-a-thon improv. Like, there was a lot of dancing.
There was one scary moment.
The opening was good.
That's it.
Like, I watched it and I'm like, oh, the opening of this was pretty good. This has like potential.
Yeah.
No, it was all downhill from there.
Yeah. Once you get the actual cast involved, like the main cast, it's just one cliche and one terrible, terrible joke after
But none of
another.
it was believable.
That's my
Like,
problem.
I didn't believe any of it. Like, the first one, there's so much to like about the first one. You buy into the fact that these 3 guys work at this fucking college.
Right.
And they're sort of the misfits of the fucking psychology department, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the science department. and especially Venkman, because he's such he is a con man, you know?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
is the fucking con man of the group, and they con their way into this thing that they think is somehow, like, once again, rewatching it, I don't know why they thought being Ghostbusters was ever going to make money for them, but like, they saw one ghost one time, and they're like, we should fucking open up a shop where we catch ghosts for people, and somebody was like, that's a good idea.
You're right. You know what? I'm going to give you a loan. You know what? That's fucking brilliant. I don't have enough of that. You know? Fucking entrepreneurs. We just don't, it's awesome.
It's a small business Saturday, dude. You got to
Yeah.
go support your local Ghostbusters, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
I always thought they missed the mark on the second one by, like, basically stripping the world of ghosts. I thought it would have been more interesting if they would have, like essentially set up franchises all over the place.
Oh,
like, if
yeah.
they'd have been super successful and it had kept going, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
I mean, I thought that would have been a more interesting route to take as opposed.
There are only two real things I liked about the second movie. And,
the Statue of Liberty? Is that
no?
But your love is lifting me higher.
Was actually in the beginning when they're in the courthouse and the two brothers come out. I thought they looked awesome, you know, and those were actually practical effects. They were really rad looking, you know, puppets, as Ron likes to call them.
They were. There was definitely somebody's hands up somebody's ass,
and they looked rad. And then what's his name who played the you are like the Buzzy and the Flies do him. He was funny as I can't remember his fucking name.
Peter McNichol was fantastic in that.
Very good.
I want you to recognize
role.
that I've pulled every single name tonight.
I'm really I've been behind on the names these days, dude.
I don't know what's going on with me, but every one of them is right
fucking
there.
Chris's place as far as fucking names is concerned.
anything.
The last
Well, you
few
and I
episodes,
sound like
man.
Alzheimer's patients at points over the last couple of podcasts.
Yeah,
and Chris is like,
I'm
after
looking
all the
at
shit
the
we
phone.
gave him over Game of Thrones, now
Yeah.
he's like the
Hey,
Bullmeister.
you know the guy who played Tyrese? This is totally off topic. Is on Arrow as one of the baddies.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Arrow's still on.
Fucking A, it's still on.
You know
Yes.
what? Me and the wife did an archery class about a week
So
or
now
two
you're
ago.
watching it?
No. But it was funny because we went there on a Saturday night, and it's a local place here in Riverside, and it was fucking packed, dude.
crazy.
There were a lot of young people in there too, and the guy who was giving us our lesson, real cool guy.
He said, "You have failed this city."
No, but he was. I said, "Man, you're fucking pretty busy tonight." And he's like, "Well, he's all honestly, dude. He's all because of the success of Arrow and Hawkeye from Avengers and
Katniss.
fucking what's the other one? The Mockingbird,
Hunger Games. Katniss.
Hunger
Yeah.
Games. Yeah. So since the popularity of those, he's like, dude, we've just been booming, man.
People want to shoot arrows.
He's
man.
like, yeah, because I'm telling you, man, they were probably in there from 7 to teenagers, and then there were a few adults. Like Jen and I were probably the oldest out of.
Crazy. Have you seen Aerosoft?
I did see a video of this, and I was like, okay,
You're gonna like.
I'm gonna pass.
You'll poke your eye.
Yeah, like listen, I already have one fake tooth and fucking knee surgery because of our days playing airsoft. I'm 42 fucking years old,
No
man.
Aerosoft for me.
No more getting shot with shit, dude. I'm over it. It was fun while it lasted,
It's
but
funny, Steve. You were doing a very manly thing by going to archery. I as well did a very manly thing over my vacation, and I learned how to curl.
yes,
And I'm not
the Olympic sport that
Yes.
we're all very familiar
I
with.
was not making gains curling. I was at the.
I was gonna say your hair's not very long.
No, and I didn't get a perm. Not like you. But the
All natural, baby. All natural.
the Olympic sport of curling. So we did a learn to curl in Orange County down in.
I still don't understand this.
So
Like, I haven't been able to wrap my head around like what made you think, you know what we should go do?
okay, the missus has friends in Chicago that she went to. One of her friends that she went to graduate school with, and his wife. They got married when we went to Chicago 2 years ago for a wedding, and they got married at a curling club. And
This is real big there because when it snows, there's
They have
not
nothing
fuck
fucking
else to
fucking
do.
do.
Now, my wife's got friends who have like inseminated horses and stuff. I never once thought, you know what? That sounds like that'd be fun.
Have you ever been to a horse inseminating tournament?
No, I
because
haven't.
You know
I think
what,
you're
dude?
really missing out.
If I were to be invited to that, I would fucking go.
I know you
I would
would.
just be like, I've got to fucking see this.
I'm sticking my arm in something wet today.
Get me the big goddamn glove up to my fucking shoulder because we're going, man, all
Wouldn't
the
you
way.
just want to be in a room where you look around and you're like, man, there's a lot of horses being
if
jerked
there's
off here.
if there's not the most fucking perfect time to fucking have a selfie, it's when you got your shoulder fucking deep in a horse's fucking wherever. I mean that would be the end game profile pick forever, dude.
That's it.
That I would never change it again. There would be no turkey vagina, no
Every
pumpkin pie vagina.
event, Steve with his arm in a
Steve-
horse's badge.
Yes, all the way, dude. Just with
In a
the
horse's
biggest
whatever.
fucking grin on my face. But anyways,
No, so
back to curling.
I'm really intrigued by the tournament for inseminating horses, though. That's
Yeah. Can you find that online?
It sounds about as fun to me as what you're describing.
okay. So the missus and I discovered curling back in our the days before we bought the house because we were basically like in a room and we had a TV and nothing to do. So there was on the NBC Sports Network on channel 4.2, there was always curling late at night, and so that's what we would watch. Like it would be like, hey, and we fucking became intrigued by it because it was the weirdest sport I've ever seen. It looked really easy to do. And I didn't get it, right? So we went to this Learn to Curl, and it was like, cool. So now we learned like all the nomenclature, like the words that go, and they've got a whole fucking language that goes along with this game. And literally at one point, I'm said something. The guy goes, I don't know what that means. I'm like, man, I don't fucking know how to play your game. Like that's why I'm here. Like
Right.
you're supposed to teach me these things, right? So, and what was funny was we go to this Learn to Curl, and everybody there, they're like, "Oh, why are you learning to curl?" And we're, like, the three guys that were training us, and we're like, "Oh, we're going to a tournament or something next weekend in Phoenix." And they're like, "Oh, you're going to the Fall Fiesta Bonchfield?" And we're like,
Oh, wow.
right? Like it was fucking official, right?
Holy shit, we just got real.
Right. So it became. You remember in high school, like when somebody would fucking like say something stupid or do something, and you watch fucking everybody around the room start like passing that information, and they all start looking at that person. We were those motherfuckers, right?
Yeah.
And so at a certain point, like people would come up to us and they're like, "You guys are the ones that are going to the Bonchspiel next week," and we're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "And you're just learning to curl today?" And we're like, "Yeah." And one guy's like, "Oh, well, man, like, curling's not that easy that you can just go to the Bonchspiel." And I literally looked at him and I'm like, motherfucker, I ain't trying to win it. We're just going because it's fun. Like, I could go to a dart tournament as well or a manually masturbating horses tournament, and I'm just going to have fun, And it's just so we learned, we get there. And in my head, we get there the first day, I'm like, man, I'm athletic. Like, I'm not in like the best shape ever, but this should be no problem. Like,
You played some softball.
I've played a lot of sports, and this is just another sport, right? Well, first off, it's cold as fuck. I don't know if you guys realize that ice has to be kept at a cold temperature.
Yeah, so the whole room is cold.
Below 41 degrees. And
Yeah.
it's not like, you're just like, okay. So you get that weird thing where like you start to work and you're sweating, but it's cold, and it's like it doesn't feel good like normal sweating does. You're like, this is making my nipples hard, and that's weird. All right. The next thing is this game is a lot fucking harder than I gave it credence for. And my putting it mildly, my ass cheeks have never hurt so hard in my entire fucking life as they did after our.
Wait, are we talking about curling or the horse insemination?
A little bit of both.
Okay. Just want to make sure. I looked up and I felt like I lost my
first
place
off,
in the
these
conversation.
matches go on for like 2 hours, and you spend the whole time squatting. Like, nobody told me there'd be squatting and exercise along with this,
there are a lot of similarities to the insemination festival. A lot of squatting.
So, but we did all right. We had a good time. I just was really sore. But the thing that I realized is why I loved curling at the end of the day was these people fucking drink like there is no tomorrow. So we roll in for our first match, Steve, at like 9 a.m. I get there. It's like, it's like our match is at 9:30. It's cool. Like everybody's there's people setting up and playing. And immediately they're like, "Oh, do you want a drink?" And I was like, "Oh, like a water or something." Like, "Oh, no, like a Bloody Mary." And I'm like, "Well, sure, why not? When in Rome."
Right.
Right? So I have a Bloody Mary. Then we go and we play the match. And my Bloody Mary is a double, of course, because that's the way they roll. You get done with the match, they have a thing called broom stacking, which legitimately the winning team buys the losing team the first round of drinks. The losing team then buys the winning team the second round of drinks. So we play for 2 hours. We immediately come off the ice and everybody's drinking. And you're sitting there with the team you just played with, and you bullshit. You literally hang out and bullshit. They have a table that's specifically designed for you, so you meet 4 people you've never met before, and you sit there and bullshit. Well, the problem is it never is just 1 or 2 drinks. It's usually about 4 drinks, and then you play your next match, which at the end of that match, you have 4 more drinks.
Fuck yeah. Holy shit. I'd be done.
Dude, I was fucking buzzed for 3 days straight doing this. I don't drink that. I like to drink, but man, oh man, it was a lot of alcohol.
Right.
I was so bloated. And the guys we were playing with, they're like, "Oh, we usually drink a lot. We usually do fireball shots, and you guys just, we didn't want to like overdo you." And I was like, "Well, thank you, because I don't think my vagina could handle it." So, but it was an extraordinary 3 days. And if
The underbelly fucking world of fucking
Curling, right?
Curling,
Who
dude.
knew that these
Wow.
and these people drank like heavy?
And like later on, they did like this whole like wife swap thing and
Well,
shit. There
that was
like,
the next weekend in
they
Vegas.
they were fucking doing blow off each other's ass. It's like, what the f- is going on, man?
Sorry, I got a little person that just walked in the room.
I'm glad he
Recording.
just came in after I said that.
We were talking about wife swapping before you came in. All right, buddy, go to bed.
Good night, bud.
No worries. All right, so let's move on from the
Insemination?
Oh my God.
Curling.
Curling was so great. Like,
You know,
so
I
great.
really wish that Todd would have been here for this episode because I remember there was a time where Todd had a dream.
And that dream was to curl?
It was, yeah. He wanted to be like a world champion curler, dude. I remember he gets so excited about this shit. Like he would watch the Olympics for this crap, dude.
No way.
I'm not fucking.
I watched the Olympics for
I'm not
curling.
kidding, dude. Like
I've
he
never
was.
once watched curling. I feel like
I
I'm
didn't
missing
even
out.
know what the fuck it was until it was actually Todd who fucking said, "Dude, you got to see this." And he showed me. I said, "Yeah, that looks like that's got to be fucking easy."
Okay, first off,
Apparently, it's not.
the underbelly of the curling world. Let's have a serious conversation about
Jesus.
this.
Oh,
no,
shit.
no. So we're at a curling club. Like there are not curling clubs in California because one, the land is way too expensive and it's a newer sport out here.
Yeah.
So they play on like stadium ice is what they call it. So you're playing in like a hockey arena essentially.
Yeah.
So it's very different. But the club we're at is running. There's YouTube channels that are just like curling. Like that's like the world championships of curling. Dude, these motherfuckers are so good. Like you don't understand like until you've done it, you're like, "Oh wow, that's a great shot." But there's a lot of curling stuff. Now, there's also, I believe it's either the Canadian or the Norwegian team. You can search this video online. There's a video of these very athletic men basically booty shaking their pants, their curling pants on and off. So
Yeah, you lost me about like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, my God, dude.
I'm so not in with this.
it's so awesome. Like,
I'm glad that you enjoyed it. And
I could not
that's
oversell.
cool.
Well, look, first off,
You've definitely oversold the curling.
You could not do it.
Our listeners are going, what the fuck is going on with this goddamn episode? Can we talk about some nerd shit, please?
curling.
Curling.
Man, I can't think of any fucking nerdier fucking
Thank you.
sport
That is-
than fucking goddamn
No,
curling,
no.
man.
If there has ever been something that's a sport that belongs, besides Quidditch, there is no other sport that belongs.
There is
Right.
nothing less nerdy than curling.
Like,
Like maybe like football.
How about squash? Squash is kind of nerdy.
Okay.
Badminton.
Curling is
is
you
horse-
have people
is
with
that-
brooms
is that nerdy?
and a fucking rock.
It's awesome, dude.
It may be awesome, but there is nothing nerd related about a broom and a rock.
I think Man versus Rock would have.
I'll
to
fucking
disagree
tell you
with
what, dude. I got some
Okay,
pretty.
I challenge B and
I got some fucking.
Victor to
I've got some pretty fucking.
put some curling in there.
Some pretty athletic, fucking hardcore sports friends who would fucking absolutely disagree with you and say that is the nerdiest goddamn thing I've ever. Have you ever lifted a fucking weight? You want to curl something? Curl the goddamn 75s up to your
Hey,
goddamn.
the stone weighs 42 pounds, man. You got to pick that fucker up. It's not light.
Well, from how you describe it, it's not an easy sport.
It is not. Like, not in the least.
There's
a lot of skill.
nothing nerd about that.
It looks nerdy, though, when you watch it.
No,
Yeah.
it looks fucking stupid. Is what it
Yeah,
looks.
everybody be like, man, you gonna tackle somebody or
I'm sure it's
the
difficult.
fucking? You're not
It
even
has
wearing,
to be. It's in the Olympics.
And
You're
these
like-
people
you're
are
not even
super
wearing a
nice.
helmet.
They're like, okay, like, good shot, eh?
Oh, they're fucking Canadian.
A lot of Canadians.
Oh, fuck.
Telling
dude.
me how beautiful Utah is all the time. Oh, we drove
We
down
drove
through
through Zion.
Utah. Eh?
Listen,
Yeah, we went to Zion for
I
a couple
gotta
days.
admit,
This looks like my cat books.
I drove through the same part and I was thinking the same shit. Like,
It's
oh,
gorgeous.
Man, it's fucking awesome.
Did you do it with the Canadian accent though inside your head?
No, I was so busy driving. I didn't get to. But next time I will. Yeah.
All right.
Southern
Well-
Utah is like the kitty litter state. It just looks like one big cat box. It's fucking gross. Northern Utah is all right, but the Southern Utah, fuck that place. dude.
Krista's not like desert or heat
Fuck that
or
place right in
sweating
the
or
ear.
athletics
Right.
or fun
Or curling.
or curling.
I'm
apparently.
definitely
But
not
he
down.
loves manually masturbating horses for artificial insemination.
I'm not saying I
Greatest
go to
selfie
that,
ever.
but that's kind of the equivalent for me. The
okay.
curling.
Well, see, my entire curling story this whole time was a segue because of brooms, right? So brooms brings us right to Fantastic Beasts and where to find them.
Harry Potter world.
That's
Everybody
right.
gets
Oh, that's
a
what that
broom.
is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Have you not? You know nothing about this?
I'm just fucking around. I know what
Have
it
you
is.
guys seen it yet?
I have not yet.
No, I haven't.
Couple days, gonna go see it with the wife. So.
Well, we finally got an opportunity to go see it the day before yesterday. Fantastic, man. Lots of fun. I will give you my very quick spoiler-free review of
Cool.
the film. Basically, Harry Potter, the world of Harry Potter, but in 1926 as opposed to the early 2000s.
Is that when the Potter films are
Actually,
set?
I believe the first one's legitimately supposed to take place in the 90s.
Yeah, I thought so too.
So Dumbledore's like 11, like legitimately like 111 years old.
Yeah.
You know? But the entire story is about Newt Scamander.
His name's Newt?
Newt, like Newt. My name is Newt. But he is.
They come at night, mostly.
Mostly. But a fun sort of romp through the world of Harry Potter, but in a much more American way. The world's very different in sort of the rules because the United States is obviously a different place than Europe.
Right.
No shit.
Yeah, like who knew, right?
Right.
Who knew?
How is that going to impact the wizarding world at Universal Studios?
Well, maybe they'll do like a throwback night, and everybody will be in like like flapper gowns or some shit like that.
Interesting.
But I would say it's a fun ride and a great opportunity for you guys to reconnect with your Harry Potter nerddom. So,
Well, and you can get into this movie without necessarily seeing the first
don't need it at all.
7 movies.
8
Eight movies,
there's
yeah.
8.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, there's definitely connections to those stories.
Yeah.
But they're distant connections.
Oh, that's okay. I mean,
But
I've seen all the movies a couple times.
Maybe
but-
kind of a prequel done right. A little.
Yeah, I mean,
A small introduction of characters to come down the line.
there are a few prequels that are done right. Episode 2, Episode 3, very good prequels.
Very good.
Bad prequels. Episode 1, Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Bad prequels.
Temple of Doom was a prequel?
Yes, very. Everybody forgets that Temple of Doom was a prequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
I never picked up on that.
It takes place, I believe, 5 or 6 years before
Really?
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Based on what?
No mention.
Based on the time, the date that they stamp at the beginning of the
I didn't
film.
even
and
pay attention to
no
that.
mention of the German armies.
Yeah, there's. Think about it. There's no Germans. He's already. This is like either before or after he's met Marion. Like you don't really know for sure about where the timeline is. You just know it's about 5 years before.
Yeah, okay.
How
Raiders of
funny!
the
I
Lost
never
Ark.
even put that together.
Yeah, and then the second one is supposed to take place like 5 years after Raiders. So they're supposed or the Last Crusade supposed to be 5 years after.
Okay, listeners, how many of you knew that Temple of Doom was a prequel?
I should say Poon because of Short Round. Anyways,
Short round. All right.
Yep. I didn't know this, but anyways, we're back on
Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, we saw the 3D, by the way, and I don't normally suggest going to see 3D movies.
God, I hate the 3D movies.
It was a good 3D movie.
I'm with Chris on this.
I hate that
I'm not,
shit.
Not a big fan of them, dude.
and they're going to charge me more to hate it?
I've only really seen one that I really enjoyed, and honestly, with the wife, man, the glasses give her a headache to some degree.
My wife goes through that all the time too.
So
Sometimes
I just
motion
normally-
sickness, too.
I just- yeah, totally. So I
this
normally
movie,
just
I
skip
didn't
them.
get much of that. It was a lot of nice, it was more like Avatar, where it was a lot of foreground background.
Those little
stuff.
subtle stuff.
Depth, a lot
Okay,
of depth.
Yeah.
There was a few moments where he's got this like spider thing that he like flicks at people.
Yeah.
And he would like flick it at the screen. You know?
Ooh, here he comes.
But not like in like I'm poking a stick at you, but like he flicks it at somebody. But in the 3D, you're like, oh, it's coming at me. You
Yeah.
know? So a lot like the horses when you manually masturbate.
Right, and it comes right at you. That's why you have to be on the side, not in front.
Right.
You know.
You know, my horse was named Winnie the Pooh at the tournament.
So you had to be not behind it.
Yeah,
right.
it was a rough thing. So no, but the Fantastic Beasts, it was a part of our all magic double feature we went and saw. And since you guys didn't see it,
what was the other one?
Well, hold on. So you guys didn't see it. I want to say that as far as Harry Potter movies go, this is I would put this movie like in my top 5. Like I really enjoyed it a lot.
Okay.
I like this. Like the Harry Potter movies, there's a mixed bag. Some of them are really
I
good.
agree.
Some of them are not as good as the others.
Yeah.
But this I enjoyed start to finish. The kid sat through the whole fucking thing, which to me,
amazing.
well, with no children in the film, really, there's like one kid in the film, that you really like spend time with. And weirdly, Ezra Miller's in the film. Like our Flash was in there. I mean, he's a creepy little fucker.
Yeah, I know.
He is for
He's
sure.
kind of like a dark wizard.
I don't know. I mean, he's just weird. He's part of a group of like Salemists, they call themselves.
Okay.
So they're basically like the New Salem movement, where they want to like they're like
Puritans.
Really, that's what they
Goddamn
are. They're like
Puritans.
anti-witch. There's witches in this country with us, and we want to like fucking kill them. Yeah, some cool ideas in this movie.
Okay.
You know?
All right. I'm feeling that.
But we did a magic double feature, and so how many of you guys saw Doctor Strange?
Oh,
I
I did see the Doctor Strange.
Still have it, man. I suck.
No, man, you've been making gains. Like your shirt's like swathing on you now.
I love my favorite part of
Listen,
Doctor Strange when he did all the
swallow the
cattywampus. It was so good.
Did you see?
Expelliarmus.
So no, for Doctor Strange, it's all hand motions. So they fucking hired this guy from YouTube,
Right.
Who's a hand dancer, and he designs all these hand motions, and they are like overly complicated. Steve, let me
Wow.
try to
Yes.
get with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks like everybody's doing the hand jive
He's
again.
the fucking hand dancer, man.
Right.
That's the greatest job I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
He got a sweet gig, man.
It's like this. He graduated from hand model to hand dancer.
He's not doing the Macarena.
He's showing jewelry and shit. Fucking, oh fuck, dude. That's the best gig I've ever heard in my life, man.
So, Chris, what do you think of Doctor Strange?
I took the kid, and she really liked it. She this is one of my favorite Marvel movies. I was like, it was all right. It didn't blow me away.
It was kind of like Iron Man again.
Yeah.
Like he's going to be the new Iron Man.
Oh, yeah?
I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen with it.
Yeah.
He's got that like swarthy sort of feeling about
I think there were
him.
some great casting choices in this film. I mean, I was more impressed with the support cast than I was with Benedict Cumberbatch. You have to
Now-
say his name like that because
do you
it's
now,
Benedict
right?
Cumberbatch.
Is that the rule?
Tilda Swinton, bomb. I love her in everything she's in.
I mean, she played a great Asian bald man. I was
Is,
really
right?
impressed by
is
that.
the movie? God, there were a lot of people pissed off about that. Let me tell you.
she was phenomenal.
Is the movie like very fucking like Inception?
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Okay.
they play with it in a way where they're like
It's on
folding time
purpose.
and space.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot to do with that. And yet another fucking movie, fantastic in 3D. Like I
Oh,
cannot.
yeah.
I can see that one being. I can see people getting motion sickness because just
Fucking
fucking
A,
It's
yeah.
not big cuts though. There's not a lot of that.
It's just
Yeah.
weird,
Yeah.
weird shit.
It's like drop some LSD and fucking go to the movie.
You know what? It had some
Far
moments
fucking out.
that were like Ant-Man when you had the going supersonic or whatever,
Yeah.
subsonic. And yeah, I was like, my God, I really can't imagine being like high and watching this movie.
Well,
I'd
now that
freak
we've
the
got
fuck
legal
out.
weed in the state, like
Oh man, people are gonna be tripping balls
And you know what
watching the part of
dude,
that movie.
And to touch on that right now, listen, everybody out there, okay? If you were smoking 25 bags back in the 90s, okay, and you think this is a great thing, listen, it's not the same weed.
did you say 25 dime bags or 25 dime bags?
20. If you're doing dime bags, you're doing quarters,
Quarters.
whatever you
Okay,
got, right?
Got it. I just want to make sure because it's like Michael Jackson loves 21-year-olds.
Did he?
Like no
20.
21-year-olds.
20.
Yeah, so-
Ba-dum.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
just want to make sure.
Yeah, not the same weed. Be careful. Those cookies, those brownies,
They're fantastic.
and they are stronger than you fucking think, man. You will be holding onto your goddamn seat thinking you're going to launch into fucking outer space, man, as you're watching fucking Doctor Strange.
So where is it for you on the list of Marvel movies, Chris?
Oh shit, I wouldn't even put it in top 10.
No shit.
Really?
I know a lot of people love it.
See,
it was
honestly,
good.
man, I haven't heard a lot about it.
It wasn't bad.
It's been out for about a week or so.
No, like 3 weeks now.
No, it's been a few
really?
weeks.
Yeah, man, I just haven't heard a lot of people talking like, "Oh, wow, this I got to go see it again." So
I would say I think it's sort of the next chapter of the Marvel Cinematic
You know what?
Universe.
I hope not, man.
I think it just fucking dawned on me why I haven't. Because everybody else is fucking preoccupied with shit out of their control. That's why I haven't heard anything.
It's the
Yes.
Raiders, right?
Yeah.
The Raiders has got them fucking
Man.
way worse.
you know, we went.
I haven't, because like I normally would hear some buzz about, and I haven't heard any buzz about that movie.
Well, when the
like,
Raiders
at
are in
all.
first place, the sky is definitely falling.
And it's pretty crazy,
it's,
yeah.
for sure.
No, it wasn't top 10, but it definitely was better than a lot of the films.
Better
I
than
liked it.
Thor: The Dark World.
Now, did you?
Oh yeah.
Like better than
I'm really
Incredible
hope-
Hulk.
I'm
Yes,
really
oh,
hoping,
yeah.
I'm
The Hulk
really
movies are
hoping
terrible.
Ragnarok is gonna be cool because
It's gotta be a return
I'm not
to form, man.
I'm not a big fucking fan of the Thor movies,
Nah.
especially that first one. I was not.
That first one, I fell asleep 3 times trying to watch that shit.
Man.
It's the douche speak. I think
It is
really,
the douche speak.
Ye olde.
You remember what I said about their fucking team?
Right,
You know?
right.
God, it was terrible. I still don't like them.
Where would you rank it?
For me, I don't know, man. I think I need to see it again. Before I
That's
make a
kind of how I
decision.
feel. You know,
It didn't blow me away like Ant-Man did. I wasn't as pleasantly.
Yeah, I
surprised.
gotta
Right.
tell you, like Ant-Man, I walked out of the fucking theater just like, dude, that was fucking awesome.
But do you
like,
think
I
it's
want
'cause
to
your
talk about this
expectations
movie.
were so fucking low, like walking into it?
I don't think that they were so low. I think that they weren't high. I was very indifferent about the movie when I
Judging
walked
by
into it.
your reactions at Comic-Con, anytime we came across the people with the Ant-Man signs,
Right.
like there was a lot of shit talking on Ant-Man before.
Yes.
Fucking Ant-Man. What kind of name is that for?
Oh, it was bullshit.
Poor Steve talking shit to the girl holding the sign. I'm all, she didn't name the fucking movie, Steve. I don't want a fucking picture with Ant-Man. Like,
All right.
Hilarious. That's hilarious. And actually, Ant-Man turned out to be one of the surprise breakouts of the Civil War.
Yeah.
here's my feeling. Doctor Strange, it's no Civil War.
Wow.
It's no Iron Man.
I've rewatched the Civil War a couple times
Oh,
since.
Don't you dare.
It's not as good as I remember.
You're wrong.
I'm
He's
not.
entitled to his
You're
wrong
entitled
opinion,
to
right?
your wrong opinion.
It's good.
It's fucking fantastic.
It's good.
I need to
It's
go back.
good.
I haven't seen this since I saw it in the theater.
Steve,
so I need to-
I've watched that movie probably no less than 7 times at this point.
I've
Okay.
watched it quite a bit.
I watched it on a plane twice in a row because it was so good the first time, and I
Yeah.
was like, I got another 2 hours on this fucker. Let's do it
All right.
again.
All right.
So,
I don't know, man. I'd almost rather watch the Ant-Man than the Civil War.
Ant-Man for me is like Deadpool, where it's the law of diminishing returns. Every
I just
time
watched the
watch it.
Deadpool again. That shit's great.
It's just the problem with comedy is that it just gets less and less.
But I'm
funny.
not watching it for the comment. I'm watching it for the stuff that I didn't catch the first 30 times. And there's shit in there, dude. There's every time I watch it, I find
I
some
gotta
new
tell
stuff.
you, man, fucking like the Big Lebowski. Back in the day, I studied that movie like the fucking
Right.
Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay, and every fucking time I watched it,
Same
there
for
was
me.
some little fucking thing that made me laugh even harder than the fucking
Right. That's
You know,
how I am with the
so-
Deadpool film.
Well, it's kind of funny because we have all seen Deadpool so much, Steve, that when we're working a booth at like the con, every time a Deadpool comes by, we request a nice crisp high five.
Oh, yeah.
Ask about Bohinder, you know.
You know, my favorite thing to do is whenever I see somebody dressed as Star-Lord, I call him Star Prince. Star Prince! And like 9 times out of 10, they're like, no, man,
man,
it's
I'm
Star-Lord.
Star-Lord.
They don't get that that's the joke in the
Right.
fucking movie.
Well,
It's like, no, man, it's Star-Lord.
they just like the outfit. dude.
Yeah, I mean, they don't, like, did you watch the movie? That
And
was
that's
the whole
like Every
point.
time you see a Harley Quinn, you got to automatically go, first Harley Quinn of the day. Like, no
It could
matter
be the
what
end of the
time
day, number 300. Wow, Harley Quinn, best one. I haven't seen any of them today yet.
And the girls are always like, thank you. I'm like, I was really expecting to see a lot more. And really? Yeah, you're the first one. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
assholes.
So Doctor Strange, yeah, you know, Doctor Strange, it was good.
Are you excited about Doctor Strange being the new anchor of the
No,
of
not
the
at
team?
all. Not at all. I think he did a good job, but you know, I'm cool. I'll watch the next Doctor Strange that comes out.
How'd you feel about his accent?
It didn't,
It was kind of weird for me.
it didn't bother me because I don't really watch any of the other stuff that he's in.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not used to him sounding, you know, all douche speak. You know,
I always think of him as fucking Smug,
Right.
Smog, the fucking dragon from
Yeah.
the Hobbit movies.
He's fucking Sherlock Holmes for me.
Yeah, see, I don't
see
watch
him.
that.
Oh, you
Yeah,
don't
I
watch
totally-
Sherlock?
No.
no.
Holy shit!
I ain't
you
got
guys
time
have
for
never
that,
seen
dude. I got too many arrows to
I gotta
watch.
fucking tell you, man. I got my fill of the whole Sherlock Holmes thing with the fucking with the
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. movies, man.
Dude, just do me a favor.
Yeah.
Go to the first season of Sherlock. They're like movies. They're like 90 minutes each.
Yeah.
And throw one on and watch how fucking entertained you're gonna be.
Oh, I'm sure he's great.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're so well written. It's
I ain't got time for that.
You got time, dude. You're watching
I've-
Arrow and hold on.
You don't understand.
You're watching Supergirl. You're watching fucking like
tell you,
Desperate
man.
Housewives.
Dude.
Batter.
If you're watching fucking Supergirl, man, you have fucking time on your hands.
No, Supergirl's actually been pretty decent.
Right.
No,
You know what
it's
else is decent.
It's
was the
actually
curling tournament.
it's actually better on the CW than it was on CBS or wherever it was.
You think so?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Why is that?
I just think the writing seems a little better. The characters, and it could be second season, they're a little more fleshed out.
Okay.
They got rid of Callista Flockhart, which was kind of annoying after the first 8 episodes of that.
She makes like guest appearances though now, isn't she?
Yeah, she basically decided she's going to go live her life, and
I don't think they can afford her.
and James Olsen has taken over. Well, she doesn't want to
Maybe
move.
because nobody's
Yeah.
really given a shit since like fucking Ally McBeal in
Right, right. Well, Harrison
1997,
Ford did.
You know.
Did you guys see that thing where Carrie Fisher came out and said she fucking had an affair with Harrison Ford during
I
Star
did
Wars?
see that, dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
It isn't like the 10-year-old in you going like, "Oh my god, it happened!"
Right.
Han and
But at the
Leia
same
really
time,
love each other.
Oh.
the 40-year-old in you is going, that bitch, dude. Dude, that was on the down low. How's she gonna I've moved on since then. I'm married,
apparently,
you know.
Well,
Front
apparently,
Street.
but see,
Right.
apparently, he was married then.
He was married.
Yeah, so
He was 30.
30 something, and she was like 19.
Did you see
or
his
something.
response?
No,
Just one word.
he went.
Lawyer.
He was.
That's what
Really?
he said.
That was his response.
His one-word response. Lawyer.
Did you see Carrie Fisher on the fucking Stephen Colbert show?
Yes.
No, what?
She's a wackadoodle, dude.
Not
She's
only
so
she
nutty.
wackadoodle, but it's like, Jesus Christ, man!
She
How
is nutty.
Fucking old are you
There's
now?
a lot of cocaine, dude.
I know, but she seems like she's fucking. I mean, like
She's like 59.
Betty fucking White, who's like 90 something
Right.
years old, seems fucking younger than her. dude.
Right,
It's
right.
crazy. It's
I
like,
love that
what
fact that
kinda-
she brings her dog with the tongue hanging out the side of its mouth to everything.
What kind of hard fucking living have you been rolling?
Oh,
You know
that's
what I mean?
legit.
Well, that's she because there's the shot of her in Return of the Jedi when she's got her hand in the fucking on Han Solo's arm, and she's got one fingernail on her left hand that's like super long.
Oh,
and
she had a
everyone's like,
coke
"That's her
nail?"
her coke nail, and she responded, she's like, just to let everybody know, she's like, that's not a coke nail. She goes, I did coke like a high society person, either off a spoon or through $100 bill.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, when the fuck did you get all Margot Kidder on our fucking
Right?
ass? You're naked in the bushes and you got your teeth in your mouth. I mean, what happened?
Oh no, she's been nutty for a long time.
I guess I just missed it. I mean,
She got
really,
that
she
Star
didn't-
Wars money
She
and-
didn't do a whole lot after Star Wars. She did drop Dead Fred that I know of.
She was in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
No, guys, she became.
She was
became
the-
a
she was
writer.
the
Like, that
nun.
was her big
Yeah,
thing.
she was the
wrote
nun in that.
Postcards from the Edge.
Right. It was a memoir.
Well, yeah, it was actually
Yeah.
about her life with her mom. So,
Okay.
I mean, she became more of a writer than anything after Star Wars.
Fuck, man. It seems like she's been living hard or
Oh,
something, man. She just seems
clearly.
so old to me. You,
You
know?
have that
Fuck.
moment when you look at her and you realize that Diane Lane is only like 7 years younger than Carrie Fisher, and Diane Lane's like banging hot,
Right.
And Carrie Fisher looks like
And is completely unaltered by
right.
science.
and
Yeah.
and Carrie Fisher is like your Nana from.
Right. You know,
It's like, back in my day, I banged Harrison Ford,
Right,
Yeah.
right?
and he's like,
It was super like weird to like, I don't know.
well, they're not
going
going to be acting together anymore.
Well, that's the fucking truth.
because
Yeah.
spoiler alert.
Han
they-
Solo is fucking dead.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it by now, fuck off.
I think he
Yeah,
survived the fall. I really do.
you think he survived.
Yeah, I don't know that he survived the planet blowing up, but that'd be like that would be a real irony. He's like, guys,
That's great.
I'm okay. I'm very badly burned.
It's just a flesh wound.
coming off the topic of fucking Doctor Strange, and we're talking about Star Wars here.
Rogue One.
Couple of weeks here, man. I mean, I think we're down to
Yeah.
the countdown. If you're listening to this after we
Are
put
we
about-
excited?
I'm excited. I'm pretty excited about this one, man.
I am. I'm nervous.
Dude, I'm 100% in. I've been eating my member berries every morning, and I'm so there.
Remember Tauntauns?
I remember the blasters.
Oh my god, remember Yoda?
That was sweet. I remember.
That is how I feel about this movie. It is like,
Oh, I don't even care.
yeah, but The Force Awakens, it's all, remember nostalgia? You fucking love nostalgia, don't you? Now I'm gonna make a new Star Wars movie that looks exactly like the fucking Star Wars you loved.
Yeah.
Except
Right.
it's gonna have Asian people doing flips and shit in it. And
They're gonna do some fun.
And people with googly eyes.
yeah, and Forrest Whitaker's eye.
That's
is
what I'm
gonna be
talking
there
about.
as well. Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm excited, man.
I'm excited
I'm
too, man.
super excited. I'm glad they changed the poster up because the original poster they fucking were putting out there sucked.
Okay, but are we not nervous about a story that's being told outside of the main continuum? And it's exactly
No, this is what
No,
I've
it's
been.
part of it.
This is what I've been looking forward to. It's what like we've been talking about with these franchises. It's like these universes have got other characters in there and other stories to tell, and that's what I'm excited about. It's a Star Wars story.
It is. I'm a little concerned about us telling a story about stealing the Death Star plans and it not having any stakes, because guess what? They steal the Death Star plans and the Death Star gets blown up.
It's not like Romeo and Juliet. We know in the first speech what's going to happen.
Yeah, but somebody at some point had never seen that show before, okay? Like, and it was a pair of star-crossed lovers, you know, so...
They know who's going to die at the end of the play,
It's like
in the
Titanic.
beginning of the
I
play.
get it. It's like Titanic, you know? It's
Yeah.
like, I know what the fucking boat's going to sink.
Well,
Right.
but the boat was not the problem. It was the characters that we cared about, not the fucking boat.
It was those dirty people down in fucking business class down there.
It was all about Billy Zane.
It was Billy Zane.
Look,
Because he's the Phantom.
I'm excited about any Star Wars movie because it doesn't matter. It's fucking
Star Wars.
Right.
I'm just intrigued by
I'm
the
just
fact
waiting
that-
for the criticism that's going to happen afterward when you...
For me?
Yeah.
As long as it's not a remake of a fucking New Hope.
Thank
it's
you
gonna
very
be,
much.
It's going to be a remake of Phantom Menace is what it's going to be.
I would watch that over a remake of New Hope again.
Oh, screw that.
I don't need to blow up the Death Star again. We've done it. All right?
Well, they obviously can't because there won't be a Death
Look,
Star.
there's no Jedis in this film, which I think is fantastic. Let's tell some.
There's
bounty
none?
hunters. No, there's no Jedis.
Oh,
in this
wow.
movie. There will be no lightsabers.
Well, who the hell's
in this
Forrest
film.
Whitaker?
He is a character from the Clone Wars. There was a planet that was resisting against the fucking trade,
Right. Federation.
the Federation, the Separatists, yeah. And
It's getting late. Steve's getting tired.
yeah, sorry guys, I'm a little
all right.
running on empty here. But him and his sister were like the leaders of this resistance. His sister ended up dying at the end of the story arc in there, and he kept on fighting.
Right.
And it looks like by this point, man, he's pretty fucking grizzled, man. It looks
Right.
like a couple of limbs might be missing on him.
Right.
He's got some bionics going on. So, but yeah, he is a character already that's been established in the universe. But he's the only one. Well,
And then the lady in the rebellion.
what's
She's
her
a
name?
new character.
Yeah,
No. The one that did
Mon
the briefing.
Mothma.
Oh
Mon Mothma,
yeah,
yeah,
but I
she's
don't think she's she doesn't
not
have
a
a
big
very
part of it.
I
yeah.
think she's gonna have a tertiary quick role. Like she's gonna come in and be like, many Bothans lost their lives.
Right.
Holy
Look-
shit! They
and look-
found somebody that looked like her.
and look
though.
very
Oh yeah,
concerned.
it's really hard to find a fucking pasty-skinned redheaded woman in England. So,
Cut that hair short and make her
I'm
look
just saying.
make her look very
Such a tough
concerned.
find.
Right. She had such a unique look.
right.
Fuck you guys. Screw you guys. I'm going on.
I'm just curious as if like when they're done with this movie, like are they done with this movie and we're going to move on to different stories, or are you going to kind of keep trying to
Dude, you got
keep
Han
these
Solo.
characters?
Well, the
Han
Han
Solo, we're
Solo's
seeing
next.
that. Yeah,
Donald
And
Glover
you-
cast as Lando Calrissian. So,
it's got Londo, man. I'm fucking in.
well,
I'm in.
I think the Han Solo movie is gonna have fucking everybody.
We're gonna be
it's
on
gonna
fucking. We're gonna be on Cloud 45.
Oh shit!
It's gonna be awesome.
I think they're gonna backdoor Boba Fett into that movie as well.
You gotta.
And
Why?
Why? Because
Why?
he is one of the most popular fucking characters to come
Well,
out of this
I get it
franchise,
from a
dude.
logic standpoint,
And,
from a
and you know
marketing
what?
standpoint.
And
but,
Disney's like, shoehorn that shit in there, man. We gotta make some
well, I mean,
fucking
it's pretty
money.
clear that Solo knows Boba Fett
Yes,
he
they have
says Boba Fett.
they have a long-standing rivalry. Actually, if they stick with some of the info in the books, he's got kind of a rivalry with a couple of bounty hunters.
Well, Bandage Man and
Dengar,
and,
the whole reason Bandage Man is wearing the bandage is because of Han Solo.
Oh man, I can't wait.
They got into a fucking speeder bike race or
Really?
something like that, and I don't remember the exact story now, but
about-
Dengar crashed. I think Han had something to do with it,
giant walking vibrator
and
droid.
got him fucked up. Giant vibrator walking droid is fucking. He was something different. He was an assassin droid. It was kind of like Terminator.
Yeah.
Went live, killed everybody in the thing. It was actually,
You've been listening to the All Star Wars podcast.
I can give you the down low on the bounty hunters. Okay. But anyways,
Bandage
yeah, I
Man,
mean,
Forlom and Zuckuss are my favorites.
dude,
so.
I mean,
I love
Boba Fett-
Dub Dub.
Boba
He's my
Fett,
favorite bounty hunter.
They've got to have Boba Fett in
Dub
there.
Dub
Dude.
6.
It's a huge. I mean, it's just they've got to.
So there was an announcement today where essentially there was Kathleen Kennedy came out and was like, "Look, when we finish with Episode 9, we might just do standalone Star Wars movies for
Yeah.
the foreseeable future."
Yeah.
Which is to say,
To see what takes off.
well, if they're smart, I mean, if you think about Star Wars, you guys, it's every decade you get a new trilogy. So
Yeah.
it would make sense that they would just sort of let it sit for 10 years, and then we would get another trilogy in like 2028, 27, 28.
Well, it's like the Harry Potter thing we were talking about. You know, the Harry Potter story ran its course. We still have this huge, rich universe of characters and stories to tell.
I think there's more Potter.
and we want to go. Like we've heard the Skywalker saga for 9 fucking movies now.
Right.
Like, let's move on to some other stuff. You had brought up, I think, kind of off air, was the Star Trek thing.
Well, yeah.
I mean, here you've got many years of Star Trek that had all these different stories and different parts of the universe taking place at different times, and it's been wildly successful. And
Well,
it
yeah, look
has
at all
been
the spin-offs
forever.
they've
Yeah,
had.
I mean, it's been great, dude.
know?
There's no shortage of Star Trek.
And they
Seriously, Star Trek has done it better than anybody.
But do you know how many movies Star Trek has too? There's
A
13
fucking
movies.
ton of
guys.
Yeah.
movies.
That's a fucking shitload of movies. Like
Yeah.
and look, I am an unapologetic lover of the new films.
Yes.
Like, I think
You know
they
how
are-
I feel about the new films. I
they are
love
You don't
them.
like them?
fantastic.
No, I
Oh, I
love
was going
them.
to say, I
Dude,
can't watch the old Star Trek.
Beyond was like, to me, still one of my favorite movies of the summer.
Right, I
So-
agree, and I've watched that like a half dozen times.
Now, and I love the original series. For me, now it's a nostalgia thing.
Right.
I mean, you look at it, and a lot of it's pretty goofy. It had a lot of cool social messages in the
There's some
episodes.
really well.
It was very cutting edge for its
Yeah.
time, and I can appreciate that. But after that, we got into the Next Generation, which was awesome, and the movies that those spun off
Right.
were great movies, man.
Right.
I mean, especially when Picard was against fighting the Borg. Fucking one of my favorite Trek movies was that one, dude.
It's funny, like when those movies came out, and there's been some sort of especially on Nemesis. Like Nemesis got shit all over when it first came out, which is the one where he fights Tom Hardy clone of himself.
Yeah.
Go back and watch that movie. That movie's actually better than people give it credit for.
Right.
Like I actually weirdly kind of feel the same way. I rewatched Final Frontier, which is the 5th one where they find God.
I love some of that.
Like some of that parts of that movie are really good.
Excuse me.
does
What
God
God
need
need
with
with a starship? I mean, that's a brilliant line to this day,
There's some
man.
weird shit like what's her face and Uhura doing the fan dance in the desert, and the guys are like, "Ooh, that 50-year-old African American woman doing the fan dance in the desert."
I'm feeling it.
Apparently, it's a desert planet with no women because they're like, "All right, look at that."
But I think it was a good movie.
It was not a bad movie.
Yeah.
Look, the only movie out of all the Star Trek movies that is unfucking watchable is the very first one.
The one with the whales.
Oh, so boring.
No, the one with the whales is.
Or whatever the fucking
That's
whale
how the
makes.
whales
Dude. Yeah. There you go.
It's got the best line. It's like the nuclear vessels. Where do you keep the nuclear vessels? Like every fucking time, Chekhov with the cop.
Yeah.
Like they're on the street asking people.
Yeah.
It's fucking great, dude.
Like when,
That and when
Scotty was talking to what the fuck was he talking
the
to?
mouse.
Computer.
Hello, computer.
Computer. That was funny.
Which is funny because we live in an age now where you can talk to Siri.
Yes.
And so when that joke still works now.
But
You're
you know
like,
what?
that's funny.
And bringing that up, dude, like a lot of the technology we use today, man, those guys were inspired by what they
Right.
saw on Trek, and they said, "I want to make that happen." And fuck me, man, they have, dude.
Well,
Dude,
and-
we've got like tricorders in our fucking hands.
You go back
now,
even
dude.
further, man. You look at like books like Bradbury, Fahrenheit 451, Brave New World, 1984. I mean, these were written in like the 40s.
Yeah,
Some of them earlier than that, and they're predicting all the shit that we
Yeah.
have now.
yeah.
You know,
Well, and it's
wall
also-
screen TVs.
It's a worldview
you know?
as well, though. Like some of those, like those books you almost to a book mentioned, all had a very negative worldview.
Well, of
what was
course.
happened. And Gene Roddenberry's stories were all about hope. you
Right,
know? And
right.
There's a certain thing about it where you're like, I don't believe that we will ever live in a world where that will happen, but there is certainly hope. As long as there's Ferengi, though, I can buy into it.
Gold press latinum. Yes.
The rules of acquisition.
Yes.
But yeah, man. So I'm just with these Star Wars movies. I'm excited about what they can bring, but I'm nervous at the same time. I'm telling you what I'm most excited about. I can't wait till Ewan McGregor gets his fucking solo Obi-Wan Kenobi movie.
he
at some
ain't
point.
getting the Obi-Wan movie.
Oh, they're gonna do it.
I'd be so down for. But what is it like? We're hanging out in the desert.
Who fucking cares?
From you know what, dude? Somebody did a little fan movie of that, and
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
Check it out, man.
It was
It's
it was
online.
a short little trailer, man, and it was like,
I would watch that.
I want to fucking see more of this,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, were you like, what was Jesus doing out in that fucking desert the whole time? That's what it
Exactly,
looked like,
right?
dude. But yeah, I mean, that's to me, it's kind of interesting too. You know,
Yeah.
I,
Do you think
I'm
he'd
just-
wanna do it?
You know, one of the
yeah,
things.
he's already said he'd do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking A, he'd do it.
Plus, he's starting to get up there. I like it when the character ages along with kind of
Right.
the timeline. Not that Ewan McGregor is like some old man now or something, but it would make sense. You know.
Yeah.
The one thing that I was kind of like, I'm excited about, but I'm kind of like, I was a big critic of The Force Awakens because I to this day believe it's just a remake. They're like, you know what was really cool in Empire Strikes Back, dude? Like AT-ATs. You know what we gotta have in this fucking new movie? We gotta have AT-ATs. Let's put the fucking AT-ATs in because
Although-
everybody loves the AT-ATs. Dude.
Although
Those are
there's an ATST like creating some damage in the fucking movie as well, though.
yeah,
which
which
I'm
was
down with.
also in. Well, initially you only see it run by.
But yeah,
But the ATST was first seen in Empire Strikes Back and had a bigger role by Jedi.
I'm intrigued because I feel like they're going to introduce. There's going to be a lot of expanded universe stuff we're going to see for the first time on screen, and I'm excited about that concept. It's like the idea of bringing in Death Troopers, and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like some of that stuff is really like you got to have your fucking tinfoil hat on and be super excited to know what that is.
Right.
And it's going to be something for the masses. And I'm also intrigued of how much of Rebels. The Rebels TV show and the Clone Wars will get represented in this movie because it happens in that in-between time,
Right.
So it's like post-episode 3, pre-episode 4, so all this shit is for play. And I'd be
Right.
super excited if that stuff just
And
showed
those
up.
are
for
Disney
like a-
properties.
Well, and if it just showed up for a minute, Like I think there's a reason that like they cast Freddie Prinze Jr. to be the voice of the fucking Jedi on Rebels because he looks like the character that's drawn. Like that dude could show up in a Star Wars movie at some point as Kanan, and I would like jizz myself with excitement, So not like horse jizz, but
I
I'd be
have
really
not
excited.
got to see any of the third season yet. Of
Pretty good so far, dude.
Yeah,
Third episode they introduce Wedge.
Okay,
Wedge and
Wedge
Hobby.
Antilles.
Like Wedge and Hobby and how they escape from the fucking Empire.
Uh-huh.
So it's a fun episode, man.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they introduced Grand Admiral Thrawn. He's been good this season. So I'm like 6
Right.
episodes in. I got like 2
Okay.
more to watch right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's been pretty good this season.
Yeah, I just haven't had a chance yet. I've watched the first 2 seasons, and I thought, especially the second season, that was really coming around because the first season I was
Darth Maul
really.
makes a good comeback in season 3.
Oh man, now you got me
fucking
fucking.
tries to blow Kanan out the airlock. Actually, he does blow Kanan out the airlock.
Now see, I gotta fucking see it.
Good
man.
stuff, man. All right, let's transition. Anybody got some dumb shit? Time for dumb shit.
Oh, I always got some, but
Please feel free to share. I love the ongoing saga of Chris Thayer's house.
it's been interesting. And I don't know if you know the details of this, but we are now 4 instead of 5. No, we've not killed one of the children. Miss Darian has moved out.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she
about
decided that she was not finding the happiness that she felt she should have
Interesting.
living for free at our house and doing minimal amounts of contributing to.
Well, how old is she again?
She's 19.
Oh,
It's time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess.
Sure.
You know, she's trying to go to college, so she moves into the heart of the ghetto in San Bernardino.
character building.
And I think that's exactly, you know, listeners of the show already know this child. She's going to do everything the hardest possible way she can. And power to her if that's how she's got to learn. But yeah, she apparently was really unhappy with her life in Redlands. So she's living in San Bernardino. But
Does this get funny at some point? 'Cause
yeah,
right now it's really
no.
bugging me down.
Now here's the thing. No, I won't even go into her story, which is I'll save it for another day. What she's going through right now, because that's funny.
Well, then share.
But
Like, I
no,
wanna hear it's
I'm
funny.
not ready to go into that yet. But here's what's happened: the day she decided she was moving out, Phoebe had prospects on her room and started like slowly moving her shit in there. Like Darian still has all of her stuff in there, and already Phoebe is like moving stuff around. So this week, since we're off, it was the official, okay, she's taking that room now, and if Darian decides she's going to move back in, she's getting the shitty little room that Phoebe used to have.
Right.
It's like, hey, snooze, you lose, you lost it. So, fuck it, gone.
I've been like, if it were me, I'd be like, your ass is on the couch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I need this room and that room.
Well, and that's what she's trying to do. She's
That room
basically took both
is
rooms.
where I'm going to keep my clothing.
That's totally what happened.
Yeah.
That's totally what happened. And meanwhile, Lauren has moved into the little closet room in the front to sleep. So now she thinks she's going to have two rooms because there's a ceiling fan in there, right?
Uh-huh.
And an extra bed. So now Lauren's dog gets to sleep in her old room on that bed.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. Lauren's dog,
dog
didn't move
room?
with her. So now the dog has the second largest room in the house.
You mean Darian's dog?
No, Lauren's dog.
Oh.
Because Lauren is sleeping.
Oh, she moved rooms, like not moved out the house.
No, she didn't move. She just like decided she was going to sleep in this front room that used to be like the office guest room thing. So now she's got shit in both ends of the house now. And Phoebe's got shit in both ends of the house now. So now we've got like 4 rooms occupied by these 2 girls. So we shut that shit down this week. We went in, and while Lauren was gone, we gutted that front little room, took all of her shit out of it, and put it back into her regular room. It's like, no, you don't get to be in here anymore. This is now...
It's like a sitting room.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. So now that's become the storage room / guest room.
Yeah.
And Lauren had no idea. She came back and it was all clean and nice. And there was a note on the bed that says, yeah, bullshit. You need to get back in your own room. You're done.
The dog does not need a room.
Right. So, and here's the funny thing is last night, Lauren didn't come home. She stayed somewhere. And the dog was not sleeping on the bed. The dog was sleeping in front of Phoebe's new room door, like outside the door. Like, didn't even sleep in the room.
Okay.
Because apparently the room smells so bad that the dog is like, fuck this. I'm going to lick my own ass out here because it smells better. So, yeah.
So glad I don't fucking have pets. Aren't
Right?
you?
No, it's not the dog that
Fuck.
smells. It's the child.
Oh, okay.
It's the 22-year-old. 22? Yeah. So
You have
anyway,
22-year-olds?
yes, I have 20 of them, and Michael Jackson would love them. No, it's a callback. So now
this
getting to the funny part. So
I was hoping because
apparently,
gone on a while.
apparently, while I was out working in the studio or I was doing something, I didn't have anything to do with this whole shuffle of rooms and things. So Carrie and Phoebe and Lauren went in and they gutted Darian's room and packed up all their shit and put it in bags and boxes and got it out the room, put it somewhere else. And then they, had to paint because if it's a new, she's moving out of the room.
Dude, gotta have a new.
You got to have a new room,
coat
got to
of
paint it up. So, they painted in there. But I wasn't there to see like the great purge of Phoebe's stuff because now she's no longer a child and she's a young woman. So
I've seen her haircut. No.
Well, okay.
Definitely a young boy.
Okay, whatever. Happens all the time. And we go, oh, is this your son? No, that's my daughter.
Definitely at LA Con. She helped us load in.
Right.
He's like,
right.
yes, young man. And at one point, Chris and I just looked at each other. I'm not going to correct this woman. We're just going to move on.
Yeah. No,
Don't
just
need to
let it
have that
go.
conversation.
Doesn't matter. So this morning, or no, it was yesterday, I go out to throw something away, and we've got these bags and bags and bags of stuff because apparently Phoebe just like threw all of her shit away. She didn't want to have to deal with cleaning it. She's just going to throw it all out. So I happened to look in one of these like boxes that's sitting out with all these other bags, and I'm like, holy shit. There's fucking brand new canvases sitting in this bag that she's just going to throw away, like painting canvases.
Oh, no.
These things are not cheap,
No,
right?
they're not. Fuck.
Man.
Still in the motherfucking wrappers.
Oh, no. Fuck that.
Never even been opened. So I like pull those out and I'm like, oh, what the hell? And I started looking through stuff and I'm like, holy shit, there's brand new like packages of Prismacolor pencils, like colored pencils.
Yeah.
These things are like $2 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
This is a full set of them. So I find that. I start pulling. And then I find the bag of Legos. Okay, you're both parents.
Legos are not
Legos are not
Fucking cheap,
dude.
right?
And they last forever. So, I mean, they can be passed on to...
Right.
I find a bag, like a full-on trash bag, full of Legos.
Oh,
Were these going to the garbage?
The garbage.
Oh, wow. Fuck.
So I lose my fucking shit at this
I
point.
mean, I understand some crap from,
Right,
McDonald's
right.
fucking Happy Meals.
right.
but
Or even old stuffed animals,
come
whatever.
on, quality Legos?
Quality, big bag of Legos. So I go in there and I'm like, okay, it's like 8 o'clock at night. I'm getting your ass up early in the morning. You're grabbing trash bags and we are going out to the fucking trash and we are going through every one of those bags and
Yeah.
pulling out the you will not believe unopened package of watercolor pencils, Prismacolors as well, like $2 a piece.
Right.
Unopened box. I picked up like those reusable bags, like Stater Brothers bags.
Yeah.
Filled it with fucking art supplies. Just tossed it.
Ah.
I fucking had it full of art supplies.
Well, she's 10. Like, she doesn't know the value of money.
Unopened packages of brand
I'll
new
tell you what,
paintbrushes.
we'd be fucking learning that fucking morning.
yes.
Oh, she
Yeah.
spent the morning digging shit out of the trash bags. Like all kinds of
And
stuff.
every single thing, I would say, that cost me
Yeah.
$2. That one cost
Yeah.
me. And we would do a fucking tally at the
And-
end of what you just fucking cost
yes,
me.
yes. No, and I
You know how
drove
many
it home
goddamn-
several times.
You know how much fucking ammo I could have bought with this?
And you got to stock up, man.
I
or
know,
now you
dude.
gotta go to
I
black
got
market
a
ammo.
few weeks left of stock.
So she was pretty upset. She definitely got the message.
Good.
As I made her pick every single Lego out of that trash bag with other stuff in it.
Oh, did you make her do it like tweezers or chopsticks?
I
Something
dumped that
difficult?
motherfucker out on the ground of the studio and said, I want every Lego in this bag.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I'm going to take them to work. And then when the kids finish shit early, I'm like, okay, go to the Lego station. Because it doesn't matter how old you are. Legos are fucking fun.
Well, they have
Legos
the
are
Comic-Con
great.
all the time.
Right?
So, you know.
Oh,
Right?
dude, I tell you.
So-
and some of the sets are actually pretty collectible.
They
you
are
know?
not cheap.
I believe our friend Jay has a Millennium Falcon Lego
Hundreds
set.
of dollars.
Right.
I think it's a little bit more than that,
Right.
man. I think it might be in the neighborhood of a couple
He has the
$1,000.
first generation one.
I think he's got a Lego set that I could be wrong, but I believe it's worth $6,000.
Holy
The
shit.
Millennium Falcon one, dude. Yeah,
It's the very
And that's
first
only
generation
8
one.
pieces.
you know,
Legos are expensive, is what I'm trying to say.
yeah. Fuck. Right?
So yeah, that's what I spent this morning doing. Yeah, it was pretty disgusting and
Yeah,
pretty
dude.
disgusted
Well, in a
with the amount of shit that
is
she
some
threw
dumb
away,
shit
dude.
that your kid does. That's for damn
we
sure.
have speaking of disgusting, my dumb shit. So my son has decided that he, on top of the fact that he's running for mayor all the time,
He's running for mayor?
this motherfucker is glad handing people at hi, how are you? I'm
Oh,
Ronald
shit.
Andrew. So nice to meet you.
I thought there was something I was missing about the school or
No, that's because he literally says hi to fucking everybody.
Yes, he does.
All the other fucking parents are like, your son's so cordial. I'm like, well, we fucking teach him to be that way. I didn't teach him to like be, a douchebag, but he's just like, hi, how are you? That is a very nice shirt you have, Uncle Steve. What is on your arm? I like your arm tattoo. That is nice.
Yeah.
like very like, all right, way to go. But he gets frustrated with the other kids in class because they're 4.
Right.
And
How do I put this? 4.
Yeah, and he's running for mayor, and he thinks he's 40. But he apparently got so upset with a young man and a young girl in the same day, separate hours from each other, that he spit in both their faces.
Fuck you.
Holy shit.
I'm talking here.
And I said, buddy, why would you spit in their faces? And he goes, they weren't listening, Dad. And then I was like,
well, okay.
and I'm like, well, where did you get that from? He goes, I just thought of it. And I'm like, fantastic. So my son is apparently he's a spitter. I don't know what that means, but
that's pretty normal, actually.
He's got no fucking patience for other people, apparently.
Yeah, Phoebe used to do that to Darian all the time.
Well, that makes sense.
Well, yeah. But, somebody frustrates you.
I guess.
What else are you going to do?
Hock a loogie on their forehead?
That's it.
Dude.
That's normal.
So my boys, they fucking take a shower together all the time, dude. They're in there smacking each other on the butt, dude. Peeing on each other and
That's
crap.
friggin' hilarious.
What the fuck is going on here, you little weirdos? Don't pee on your brother, man. They just think it's the funniest fucking thing, dude.
German?
Right?
German.
Holy shit, dude. These fucking kids are like... I mean, that's... I guess that's about the stupidest thing that they've done recently.
It seems like it's funny because I think what's happening is as he gets older, I'm becoming numb to the dumb shit he regularly does.
Yeah, it's always just like this chaos around me when they are awake that I don't kind of keep track anymore.
Right.
I mean, it was one thing when they were like really like
you really
ought
to write all this down.
That they're like
we've got a verbal fucking recording of Steve's kids growing up.
I think for the next 4 days, you should every time something happens, just get like a little voice recorder in your phone, just like I can't believe he fucking did this.
I gotta tell you, man,
he just shoved Boba Fett up his ass. Whatever it is.
I tell you, man, they come home with they say they get some shit from daycare. They definitely take some because the older kids, man, they're definitely learning some stuff from them.
Uh-oh.
You're like, oh man, you didn't learn that one from me. But
Right.
Vincent is very much like like when he's leaving daycare, dude, I got to make sure I say goodbye to everybody.
Glad
like,
hand.
hey. I'll
Peace.
Sally, I will see you
Pound.
fucking tomorrow.
Bye, Charlie.
No,
mine is bye, Charlie. Bye, Ace. Bye, AJ.
Yeah.
Bye, Lucian. Bye. I fucking know everybody's name in the class because the child has to go say hello and goodbye to everybody in the class.
Now, Victor, on the other hand, I walk through the door and he's like, Dad! And he is up like, let's go.
Right. Peace
Let's
out.
get the fuck out of here. These people are assholes.
Well, he's definitely Elephant and Castle. A little pinky out on that one right there.
Victor?
Yes.
Oh,
He's
Victor's
he's like, I'm not interested in these people.
yes, he's like, listen, the adventure here is
Mundane,
Yes.
sir. Mundane.
like let's go home and climb some shit. Vic is definitely my like he's out on his fucking scooter and like he's like, Dad, I want to skateboard. And I was like,
Nice.
fucking, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's fucking so gonna happen, son.
What are you waiting for?
Santa Claus is coming, man.
all right.
So we got to go
Nice.
talk to Santa and shit. So that's been the big thing right now. It's
Mine's
like,
been regularly hitting his balls. Hold on.
Wait, what?
hey,
His baseballs. And he keeps hitting him on the fucking awning or over the fence.
uh-huh.
And so today he hit one on the fucking awning, and he's like, Dad, I need you to get that down. I'm like, well, I'm doing something, buddy. I can't do that right now. I'm like, you have 9 other balls over there. He's like, but I need that one. I'm like, well, you're going to have to be patient. So I'm working, and then I turn around, and he has gone in the house. And I come in, I go, what are you doing? And he has gone in the garage. And I go in the garage, and he's trying to get the fucking 6-foot ladder
Oh, jeez.
to bring it outside. He's all, I need a ladder, Dad. He can't move the fucking ladder.
Right.
mind you. And he's like, it's so heavy. I need help. I'm like, I'm not helping you get the 6-foot ladder to crawl on the awning. Nothing about this seems fucking good. Like, this will go wrong.
Right.
You know?
Oh,
So-
Victor was like, oh, Dad, I want something to drink. I want some apple juice. He goes to the fridge, and I'm watching him, and he fucking opens up the door. I'm like, all right, he's doing all right. And all of a sudden, he fucking grabs a thing of canola oil, and I was like, whoa, that's not apple juice, partner. Just slow down there,
Making a
dude.
slip and slide.
Yeah, I was like, because the next step, dude, is figuring out how to fucking open that top, and that's
Yeah.
right around. I mean, they could do, they're 4 now. I mean,
Right. It's downhill.
Yeah, so they could do, I watch them climb up on shit and go, oh, you little sneaky.
Now, do they
fucker."
take shit apart?
You mean like
Like,
their cars
for example,
and stuff?
my
or-
my nephew, when he was maybe a little bit older than your boys. They built a swing set in the backyard, like full blown 15 hours putting this motherfucker together.
Right.
Within a month, he had like unscrewed everything, and it was completely apart.
We have not gotten to that part yet.
It's coming.
Now, Victor likes
That's
to
a boy thing.
Vic likes to fucking smash everything and
Right.
fucking stomp it.
Right.
I have a video of him fucking at Heroes. It's a local restaurant here in
Right.
Riverside that give you peanuts and, you know, they fucking let you throw them on the floor and shit. He is in there stomping the shit out of these things. Dude, when it gets to like bugs, he's like the fucking kids in Starship Troopers.
Right.
Nice.
Like, this is the greatest thing I've ever done is smash these fucking bugs to
Yes.
death, dude. Like, we're already starting to have that Kill Bill Volume 2 talk.
Right.
You know, about like when you step on the goldfish,
Yes.
there are some things you do you can't take back.
Nice.
And he's just like, okay, cool. It's dead.
It's
And you're
gone.
Like, oh, fucking, they're letting you watch zombie shit at a daycare again.
There you go. All right. Well, on that note, I think it's time we wrap it up. This has been a nice, long second episode tonight.
Good
There's
times.
A lot of bleary eyes in the room. It's been a while since we've done one, so we figured we'd do a double and then a second one that actually turned into almost a triple. So we're just going to...
Wow. Has it been that long?
Yeah, we're at, for this episode, guys, we are at like an hour 20.
Wow.
So that's
Damn.
after doing an hour 10 on the first episode. So it's
Well, you're welcome out there.
and just so you guys know, we had at least 6 things on our list that we didn't even get to tonight.
Yeah.
So it's been a busy time. But we hope you guys have enjoyed this. We're glad to be back here with you again. And just so you guys know, I'm Newt's fucking wand.
Oh, are we going out? Okay. And I'm Carrie Fisher's dog, Gary.
And I will shut that shit down. No exceptions.
And we hope you guys are having a nerd life crisis.
What is that?
That's Negan.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Music for the Nerd Life Crisis podcast is provided by Big Papa and the TCB. All music available at bptcb.com or at iTunes. The Nerd Life Crisis is recorded at the Inland Blue Studios. Make sure to subscribe to the Nerd Life Crisis at iTunes and like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Nerd Life Crisis.